Welcome back, True Seeker. I really don't even want to do this video. I got to be perfectly honest. This is just disgusting. Um, and just for the record, I got a little baby girl. I just finished putting her to bed. But yeah, somebody sent me a message and they said, Zach, did you see that the reliever for the Dodgers' infant daughter has been announced dead tonight? So I checked out the article and the news did break tonight. If you watched my live stream earlier, I mentioned why today was the anniversary of Roy Halladay's tragic passing in the supposed plane crash off the coast of Holiday, Florida, and why Darryl Strawberry really got pardoned by Trump today. But yeah, now this headline breaks tonight about the death of Alex Vesia's infant daughter. And I see why they saved the news for today. Everybody in my community knows why they saved the news for today. But she died during the World Series. She died after the first two games were played. She died on a Sunday. It was the travel day for the World Series. And look how perfect all of this is, including just the release of the news. So Alex Vesia, born April 11th. Do you remember the score at game one? It was 4-11. 4-11 was the score of game one, like his birthday, and he wasn't there. He missed the whole World Series. They didn't explain why, but they wore a patch for him. They wore a patch for number 51, Alex Vesia, during the World Series. The Dodgers did. Again, if you're new here, you got to learn this Gematria thing, the practice of coding numbers into words. Again, there's a movie about it, there's a TV show about it, there's a song about it. And they allude to how this code of letters and numbers, Gematria, is used in ritualistic killing. So we're just starting here with the release of the news. There are 4 base ciphers of the English language. You can see 3 of the 4 ciphers are up on the screen. The 3 you see are the alphabetic order with numerology, and the reverse alphabetic order. So notice how baby daughter is 114. It's a lot like his birthday, the 11th of April. The Dodgers lost in the 114th World Series to the Red Sox, if you'll recall as well. But the score of game one, first game he missed to the World Series. He had a great performance leading up to the World Series, but he missed it because of what was going on with his family. And now we know why. But yeah, his birthday is a lot like baby daughter. And then if you apply numerology to each letter, again, if you're new here, in case you need an explanation, B would be the second letter, A would be the first, B would be the second, Y would be the 25th. So you add up those letters, 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 25. So baby equals 30. You add up the letters of daughter, it equals 84. 30 plus 84 is 114. In the next cipher, you just apply numerology to each letter. So B is already a single digit number because B is 2, A is 1, B is 2. Y, the 25th letter, you do the numerology of 25, which is 2 plus 5 is 7. So Y becomes 7. You do that to each letter, make it a single digit number based on its alphabetic order placement. Add up the letters, baby daughter equals 51. That's the jersey number Alex Vesia wears. And notice they saved this news for 210 days after his birthday. If you run the alphabetic order in reverse, Z is 1 back to A is 26. Baby daughter is 210. And almost all of the headlines use the phrasing baby daughter. One of the stories uses the phrasing infant daughter. But yeah, as for saving the news for today, 117, November 7th, Dodgers equals 117. So does Toronto. So does Major League Baseball. When Gossman lost, what was that game? Gossman, God, what was it? It was when the Dodgers went up 2-1. Gossman got his 117th loss on the 117th day of Canada's age. But yeah, you can see that both teams, the World Series was Dodgers and Toronto. Keep in mind, Roy Halladay, who died on this day in history 8 years ago, he did pitch for Toronto, 2-time Cy Young winner. Roy Halladay, dead off the coast of Holiday, Florida, on this day in history. But yeah, Dodgers and Toronto and Major League Baseball, all 117. And in case you just want to see the 4-base ciphers, look how perfect Dodgers and Toronto are. 117, 72, both 36. George Springer got hurt at age 36. Second World Series versus the Dodgers. The other one was with Houston. Number 72, who tied it up in the ninth. The ninth hitter in the ninth to lead the Dodgers to their ninth World Series win, et cetera, et cetera. Again, understanding how the game's rigged, we were all over why the Dodgers would beat the Blue Jays before a single game was played. We were also all over why the Blue Jays would win game one and get their 39th postseason win on Drake's 39th birthday. But yeah, the Japanese horse that won the Breeders' Cup that day has the same birthday. Is number 72 for the Dodgers. Look it up, Rojas. Dodgers picked up their 153rd postseason win that day. Again, this was the first ever Japanese horse to win the Breeders' Cup. Obviously, Yamamoto, number 18, MVP, but score 5-4, 171 is the 18th triangular number. Again, you learn this little system, you'll see just how rigged the game is. And they do breed these players like horses, too. It's why their birthdays are so perfect. A lot of these guys are Manchurians, born and bred to be. But anyway, back to the topic of the infant daughter. Today, there's almost always some kind of big baseball story on this day, year after year, death, this type of thing. November 7th also leaves 54 days left in the year. Baseball has two connections to 54 in the base ciphers. You can see the base ciphers, baseball, 54, 18, Yamamoto, the MVP, 18 half innings in a game, 54 outs in a game, 162 games in a regular season. You can see all the values of baseball. And this headline up here that they emphasize, the parentheses, no words to describe the pain, that equals 367, which is the 73rd prime, like Los Angeles Dodgers, like ritual sacrifice, like child sacrifice, all equal 73. And, you know, Will Smith set the record most innings caught in a World Series for a catcher at 73. Look at all the values of child sacrifice. 109 like Los Angeles. Last year when they beat the Yankees, remember, the Yankees and the Dodgers, only 3 times in history have the Dodgers beat the Yankees in the World Series. In all 3 of those years, a president was shot. Last year was the shooting hoax of Trump, and the Dodgers won the World Series 109 days after the shooting hoax, winning their 109th game of the season. Los Angeles equals 109 like Yankees, but also like child sacrifice. Again, 73 like Los Angeles Dodgers and ritual sacrifice. 269 matters because that's the 57th prime, and World Series equals 57. The Blue Jays manager just got his 269th postseason, or not postseason, 269th total loss, losing the World Series. Again, all things we had mapped out before a game was played. Child sacrifice also 89, 73 and 89, just like Los Angeles Dodgers, also like Los Angeles, California. And again, this is how these psychopaths put these sick rituals together. This is why number 51 got chosen. This is why the news lines up so perfectly for today. But we still have to go back to the day that it happened as well, because that also lines up perfectly. Remember, you just had the death of Marshawn Kneeland, too. We talk about this. He scored the touchdown on Colin Kaepernick's birthday, the kneeler. It was Kaepernick's 38th birthday, like death, murder, killing, and RIP or 38. They evolved this story of a police chase and then a self-deletion. Again, police chase equals 201. It happened 201 days from Micah Parsons' birthday, which is who he replaced in the lineup. And remember, Marshawn has the triple overlap with the self-deletion word that in this stupid age of censorship, you can't even say it. What's the band that did the song Last Resort? Their video got demonetized. Popular song from the 90s. I can't think of the band that does that song. Anyway, you see it. You see the triple overlap with those two words, right? Because that's the story just from the other day. The 24-year-old that died 24 days after Jerry Jones's birthday. Again, ritualistic death in these sports games happens all the time, but especially for the championships. Just like there were numerous bodies connected to this World Series, and sadly, there'll probably still be more to come. I doubt they're done. Marshawn Kneeland. Again, just had that 269 value, the 57th prime like World Series. Dave Roberts started the postseason with his 57th postseason win, finished it with his 69th. World Series began on the 147th day of his age. Last year, the World Series began 147 days after his birthday, and the Dodgers picked up the 57th win all time in the World Series winning the deciding game. The year before that, the Rangers manager got his 57th win in the postseason, and so on and so forth. It's the same numbers year after year. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. This girl died on a Sunday. Her name is Sterling Sol Vesia. And sterling is silver. Sol is sun. So sun and moon. Her name equals 206. Like sacrifice equates to 206. And from his birthday to the day she died, which was October 26th, a Sunday, again, the travel day for the World Series, that was the 199th day of his age, which is the 46 prime. We talk about 46 all the time with these ritualistic deaths because sacrifice is also 46. Genesis 46 is about sacrifice. All this stuff is biblical. Remember, God gives the test early in the Bible to sacrifice the son before he says, "Oh, no, I was just testing you." These psychopaths, though, they go beyond the test point. I highly doubt these players want to go along with this stuff. Cedar Sinai Hospital, I'll tell you what, if I was the president of the United States, I would be investigating that hospital in a quick second. There are so many suspicious deaths in the LA area at Cedar Sinai. I feel like they got a hit squad that works there. But anyway, Sterling Solvacia, they wrote, "Our little angel, we love you forever and you're always with us. Our beautiful daughter went to heaven Sunday, October 26th. There are no words to describe the pain we're going through, but we hold her in our hearts and cherish every second we had with her." Now, what's interesting is I read an article that says the daughter was born in April, and then another article that was put out by the mainstream said it was a stillbirth, which means the baby came out dead. So I was like, oh, why are there two different stories in the mainstream right now about what happened? Was she born in April or was it a stillbirth? Thank you to the Dodgers for their understanding and support during this time. Our baseball family showed up for us and we wouldn't be able to do this without them. Thank you, Dodger Nation, Blue Jays organization, and all baseball fans for your love and support. We have all seen your messages, comments, and posts. It's brought us so much comfort. Lastly, we'd like to thank Cedar Sinai and all the medical staff who helped Kayla and Sterling. Every person we came across was truly so incredible. Now, I need to come back to the daughter's name because, again, I was making the point that her name is sterling like silver. In alchemy, the moon is silver. Okay? And in alchemy, the sun is gold. So sun, gold, moon, silver. Silver, sun, moon, sun. Here's why this gets interesting. There are 108 double stitches on a baseball, right? Major league equals 108. Geometry also equals 108 forwards and backwards. Obviously, the baseball is a geometric shape. With regards to the sun, the moon, and the earth, there's this relationship of 108. Again, they say the diameter of the sun is 108 earths across. It's like the diameter of the earth times 108 is how the diameter of the sun. It's 108 times wider than the earth is. And then they say the diameter of the moon, that times 108 is the distance between the earth and the moon. And it's from the sun to the earth is the diameter of the sun 108 times. These are the supposed approximate calculations, but it all comes back to this 108 number. And they say it's that distance and those size ratios that make it so that eclipses happen. So again, this number is associated with the sun, the earth, and the moon, 108. And it's also associated with baseball. And then it's in this little girl's name, right? But yeah, they saved this news for again today, the day leaving 54 days left in the year. Sun is 54. And notice how Sun, baseball, MLB, they all have the 54 connection. They also have the 9 and the 18. And some of the articles refer to her as the infant daughter. For the record, infant daughter has the 67 connection that we see all the time, like blood sacrifice and human sacrifice. And Trump also pardoned Daryl Strawberry today for tax evasion. Notice how Darryl Strawberry has that 106 connection. Remember, the Dodgers just won their 106th game of the season this year, winning the World Series. Last year it was the 109 ritual. This year it was the 106 ritual, and they won it on Game 7, which began on November 1st, Fernando Valenzuela's birthday, and his full name equals 106. They took it to Game 7 for the 106th win, and remember, Fernando Valenzuela and Rudy May both died last year right before the World Series began, and they both pitched against each other the last time the Dodgers and Yankees played each other in the World Series. So, and they were two of many deaths for last year's World Series. But yeah, that's the real reason Trump gave Strawberry the pardon today. Today's the day for the Major League Baseball rituals. Again, Donald Trump's just an actor following a script, just like all the other stooges they put in the White House, except for Trump has more White House or more Hollywood credentials than most of them. Just like Ronald Reagan, the other mega guy, the highest degree of the Church of Satan, old mega. And yeah, this whole world stage, it is just totally wicked and evil. Nonstop death rituals, nonstop killing, and somehow, some way, nobody's blinking an eye. I guess they're too busy playing GTA 5, getting ready for GTA 6. Just got delayed by exactly 54 weeks. And somebody left a great comment on the video I did. I didn't realize that characters in the GTA series are literally named after Donald Trump. Remember, Donald Trump's Jesuit educated, but yeah, in case you missed this too, just another 54 ritual. It's the Jesuits who are behind all this, for people who don't know. Again, it's amazing how people don't know that the calendar we're on came from the Jesuit order. The language we're speaking was standardized by the Jesuits. They're the ones who set up this system. So, as many Protestants would tell you, the Catholic Church, who the Jesuits serve, is the whore of Babylon. And of course, you go back to Babylon, you go back to the time of child sacrifice, where this whole thing of letters and numbers came from, too. Babylon. And it's funny, if you go to the Wikipedia page for child sacrifice, let me just read. I had to look it up. I'd never looked it up before tonight. It says the practice of child sacrifice in Europe and in the Near East appears to have ended as a part of the religious transformations of late antiquity. No, it doesn't. I mean, this isn't the first time we've seen a suspicious infant death in the world of entertainment. We've actually seen it a lot of times. And every time it's super obvious when you know their little Gematria, the killing name code. And for the person who will be sure to come here and leave the comment of, oh my God, can't you just let these people grieve? No, I can't, asshole. It's not about that. It's about that all of these sports leagues need to be shut down. They are rigged. They're playing with people in all kinds of ways. They are killing people for these leagues. That's what needs to be exposed. And if you don't understand that, you're a dumb asshole. There's nothing else to say about it. If you just think all this stuff's a coincidence, you're a moron. I guess that'd be the one other thing to say. That wasn't covered with the dumb asshole part. You're a dumb asshole and a moron. No, this stuff's not an accident. Got to have above room temperature IQ to let that fact sink in. Sadly, a lot of people don't have it. That's the other real problem. Yeah. I think that was it for the most part. And then if you missed out on all the other people who died for the World Series, we've covered that in past videos. But killing a baby, that's the worst. And think about it. If the child was born in April, you guys, because some articles say the child was born in April, some say stillbirth, so I'm not exactly sure what it is. But if it was born in April, that is the 4th month, right? 4, the number associated with death by the occult, and then it would also tie in with LA because LA has that gematria 4. Hey, let's not forget when Kobe died at 41 and his daughter died at 13. And you put it together, and they died the Sunday before Super Bowl 54 on a Sunday. Kobe Bean Bryant 54, son 54. Kobe Bryant 41. If you haven't read my 2017 book, which I it's funny. I was finishing that. I remember that now. Since they reinstated my old channel, I bet if you go find my Roy Halladay video, you'll see that I'm saying like I'm finishing my book right now. Is the Roy that was 8 years ago already? I remember that I was pretty much done with the book when Roy Halladay died. So Roy Halladay off the coast of Holiday, Florida. It's hard to believe that was 8 years ago. Hmm. This isn't the post about his death. Roy Halladay's second no-hitter of 2010 was on October 6th. Weird. I'm glad I typed this in. His first no-hitter was 106 pitches. Because, again, he played for Toronto, and now you just had the Dodgers beat Toronto. 106 wins. Okay, Scherzer. Wait, this is Scherzer. All right, hold on. Is it Scherzer or is it Roy Halladay? I think I had a typo there by writing Scherzer's name. Yeah, it was Roy Halladay. This is before he died. Yeah, is there something deeper about 106 in baseball? This is now dawning on me. That's why sometimes I got to go back and look at my old work because yeah, the record pitch in the MLB is also 106 miles per hour. Here's my post on Roy Halladay's death. Just same old stuff. Major League Baseball and baseball. He died on the 311th day of the year. That's the 64th prime. Halladay is 64. Halladay equals 28, 44, and 64, like the word kill. And that's a reminder that tomorrow, November 8th, is the date that has those three numerology past the kill date for the month. So we'll see what they got this month for the kill date. Falls on a Saturday. They like their shootings on Saturdays. He died 177 days after his birthday. I put down the New World Order thing, but not the Jesuit Order thing. The Jesuit Order is also 177, and Jesuit Order alone is 54. Cy Young's got the Gematria 38 and 25 like death, and 38 and 79 like murder. They had to mention he was on a two-seater plane like he had two Cy Youngs. Corey Liddell died in that weird plane crash in New York, not all that long after 9/11. Yeah, they brought this up when Halladay died. Oh, yeah, they said he had amphetamine in his system. They always got to create some bullshit reasoning. You can almost guarantee that's not what happened. They put out this story on January 19th, 119. They put out the news 73 days after his death, like sacrifice and ritual sacrifice. Same thing we're talking about tonight, child sacrifice, all those things. Or a span of 74 days, like Halladay equals 74. Again, he died off the coast of Holiday, Florida. Killing in Holiday 74, like 3 of the first 5 presidents dead on 7/4. A church shooting next. Look at like how it's all together, right? Like the Church of Philadelphia in Revelation. Yeah. Okay. Well, R.I.P. to Little Sterling, and it's just annoying that like nobody helps get out the word on this. There are no channels that want to help share this information. Every sports fan should be aware of this at this point. It's gross. Open up said Nealon touchdown was technically 0 yards, recovered in end zone. Kill equals 0. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Can you explain, did the Jesuits have a supercomputer? How are they getting everything so precise? Yeah, I imagine they use computers. But then again, once upon a time, this stuff was going on. And however, it seems like there's a lot more of this going on this day and age. But this stuff has been going on for a long time. And as far as I know, there weren't any supercomputers way back when, unless there were. Unless that's the reason technology is always evolving at such a rapid pace, because really it's been out there and they're just revealing it to us as time goes on. I mean, that's the thing about our existence. We don't exactly know where we came from, or I mean, we can see that people are doing these things, but you still wonder, like, why? Do they gain power from this? Why do they need to do this? What kind of psychopath wants to see a little baby girl killed, or anybody? All these deaths for all these championships. Yeah, I don't have all the answers. I mean, I can just point out to all the sports fans, like, look, I mean, what more proof do you need the games are rigged? How many more years do we need to sit here and tell you what's going to happen before it happens? And how many more times do we need to show you all the deaths that go with it? You know. Thank you, Tammy. You didn't have to do that. Tammy already supports the Patreon, but I appreciate it though, Tammy. So yeah, this isn't what I planned to do for Friday night, but when I heard about it, I felt like this one's just got to get out there. I can't wait till tomorrow. I mean, sacrificing little children. It'd be nice if nobody showed up to a Dodgers game next year, but that's not going to be the case. It might be the case though if Joe Rogan talked about it, and you know the news stations talked about it. That's the way it should be. See, that's what people need to realize. We don't have like a news media here that's doing real journalism and investigations and getting out the most pertinent information to people. That's not happening here. They're keeping everything that needs to be talked about suppressed and out of the frame, and giving you all the crap that keeps you, right where you are. Believing all the bullshit, being worried about things you don't need to be worried about, sucked into the political nonsense where the truth is the left and the right, they're two wings of the same bird, collectively screwing us. I mean, just look at the way they play with us, you guys. All these years of food stamps, and then they're going to mess with people in the month of Thanksgiving. You see how they do this? The month that we associate with food, eating well. They're going to make it extra hard in November, in the 11th month, because they love their 11s. All right. Anyway, I do got to get off, you guys. Thanks again, everyone who hits the like and the share. Thank you. Thank you. Open Up, Tammy, and Wanna Work Incorporated. I appreciate it. All right. Have a good night, all. And again, RIP to Little Sterling. Till next time, True Seeker.